and gentlemen, now I would request the Prime Minister of Pakistan, His Excellency Shehbaz Sharif, to address this esteemed gathering.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul ya ibadiyallazina asrafu ala anfusihim la taqnatu min rahmatillah inna Allaha yaghfiru dhunuban jamila. Sadaqallahu mawlana azim. Honorable Prime Minister of Malaysia, my dear brother Anwar Ibrahim, Deputy Prime Minister of Pakistan, Minister of Commerce of Pakistan, Jam Kamal, distinguished businessmen from Malaysia and Pakistan, honorable ministers, parliamentarians, government officials, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It's really a great pleasure to be here before this August Assembly of Pakistani and Malaysian entrepreneurs, who in their own right are outstanding ambassadors in the field of investment, trade and commerce. Pakistan and Malaysia are two brotherly countries, have very fraternal relations spanning over decades. However, our business bilateral cooperation, joint investments, FDIs, research and development are areas where we need to really work closely with each other to further enhance our business relations. I know for a fact that Malaysian entrepreneurs have really excelled in the field of information technology, manufacturing, electronic goods, and of course, oil, gas, copper, and many other important areas where Pakistan and Malaysia can team their efforts together and really create a new market, not only between the two countries, but become potential supplier and exporters to third countries. In this behalf, we had very constructive and productive meetings this morning with my brother, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, who is most forthcoming and very keen that our business relations must move forward at lightning speed. I think this seminar is a testimony of our joint our ardent desire that this is an area where we must cooperate with each other as of yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to mention a few important points for your kind consideration. I'm sure Mr. Thomas Jam Kamal and his associates must have had lengthy discussion with you. But basically, Pakistan is an agrarian economy, and we are exporting a lot of agri products to your great country, my second home, Malaysia. We have a youth bulge, which in Chinese parlance is a challenge as well as carries great opportunity. And in this area, both Malaysia and Pakistan are geared to really make use of this asset. And if we can provide them with modern training in technology, in artificial intelligence, information technology, vocational training, and modern skills, we can transform this challenge into a great opportunity. Then, Pakistan offers great opportunities in the field of tourism. I know that Malaysian tourists have been visiting Pakistan. I think this is one area where we can really team our efforts together. Pakistan offers one of the world's most beautiful resorts in northern parts of Pakistan. In Gilgit, Baltistan, Hunza, Nagar, and many other beautiful areas. Nanda Parbat, Ketu. So what is required is that we borrow your expertise. Tourists in Malaysia, companies in Malaysia, and Pakistani companies should sit down and discuss how to promote tourism between the two countries. And this will be a game changer. Secondly, honorable ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan offers access to Gulf states, areas of industries, agriculture, or other high-tech industries where Malaysian labor has become expensive. Pakistan offers cheaper skilled labor, and combining investment portfolios between the two countries, B2B, offering cheaper labor in Pakistan, skilled labor. We can establish joint ventures and its production can then be exported to Gulf countries, to Central Asian countries, Afghanistan, and of course many other important areas of destination. Our macroeconomic indicators are, mashallah, very encouraging. 2 years ago, our inflation we had galloping inflation. It reached a level of 36%. Now it's down to single digit. Our policy rates were 22.5%. Now these are down to 11%. We have IMF program, which is obviously important to stabilize our economy. But this program will come to its end in the next 2 years. And if Malaysian and Pakistani entrepreneurs really make a commitment that we will have joint ventures here in Malaysia, in Pakistan, I think we will say goodbye to IMF for all times to come. Because what you have done in Malaysia in the last few years is nothing less than a miracle under most everything President Anwar Ibrahim, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, who has served this great country in different positions in the past as well. And now he is in the helm of affairs. He is a very visionary leader, understands business very well, and has the spark and dynamism to really promote this relationship between our two countries. I will conclude by saying that Pakistan is the 5th largest cotton and milk producing country around the globe. We are, of course, 4th largest mango producer, but our mango in terms of its taste is second to none. Sweeter than honey and sugar. And I'm sure Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has tasted our mango during the season. How did you find it? Good, very good. So, there is great potential in these areas to have small, medium enterprises where during off-season we can have a mechanism to collect these wonderful fruits, vegetables, store them, and then have value addition, make jams, marmalade, and various other products, and then export them. This is again a win-win situation. Livestock is another area. This morning I was able to make my brother Prime Minister agree, and he was more than happy to agree and announce a quota for Pakistan worth $200 million exporting meat to Malaysia. I assure you, my brother and sister, that we will compete with international prices, quality, and in terms of shipment commitment, we will honor them, and this will be again a great addition, in our bilateral trade cooperation. Finally, Balochistan's recorded mine holds enough copper to power the global energy transition. Similarly, there are several other sites in Pakistan's geology that offer attractive options for investment. These sectors leverage Pakistan's natural resources, skilled workforce, and strategic location, while drawing on Malaysian expertise, experience, technology, and investment capacity. Ladies and gentlemen, like Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, I firmly believe that while governments can lay the foundations and provide the enabling framework, it is solely the private sector that must drive the engines of growth. Business should be run by business houses, entrepreneurs, experts in the private sector and not by governments. The sole role of any government is to act as a catalyst to promote business and friendly business environments. We therefore encourage business from Pakistan and Malaysia to pursue joint ventures, B2B partnerships and technology collaborations. Finally, I would say, by establishing operations in Pakistan, companies gain a strategic gateway to vast regional and global markets. Through Pakistan, we can jointly have access to Gulf markets on competitive terms. I am very confident that with our combined efforts, inshallah, we will unlock new horizons of trade, investment, industrial collaboration, and create a synergy where 1 + 1 is not 2, but 11, inshallah. Thank you. Long live Pakistan, Malaysia.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can jointly explore venues and destinations. Together we can untap the true potential, natural resources, connectivity, human capital, and many more Pakistan possesses. Together, inshallah, we shall. Now, I would request the Honorable Prime Minister of Malaysia to share his thoughts with the distinguished gatherings over here.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. My dear brother Prime Minister, Excellency, is calling me Excellency, so I respond. Shehbaz Sharif, Prime Minister, Prime Minister Secretary, Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we are here today to continue the support and to ensure that the collaboration and understanding between leaders and governments can be effectively executed at the business, investments, the private sector. As you know, countries, when they propel economic growth, would ultimately focus on trade, investments, and collaboration to extend beyond diplomacy. And therefore, I fully endorse what was said by Brother Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, the need to support the enterprises and the role of government machinery, government departments is to ensure that it is efficiently executed at the pace which is fast and not through normal bureaucratic channels. And how do you do that? Well, we have done it, precisely. It requires political commitment. It's not enough to say we are great friends. We are. Everybody knows that. Long-standing partner for Malaysia, Pakistan. We should say Malaysia, Pakistan, Zindabad. Okay. And as the saying goes, dosti ka haath kabhi khali nahi ho sakta. wajib for us to know. Anyway, but beyond that, how do we concretize? We are living, everybody keeps on talking about unprecedented times, contentious trade policies, geopolitical conflicts, and then new tariff imposed, big power rivalry. Fair, everybody knows that. But what do we do? I think dealing with these issues, we need therefore first domestic resilience. This is my firm belief. Politically stable, clarity of economic policies, and an efficient mechanism to enforce and ensure that decisions are made and process accelerated. And then the economic resilience cannot be just domestic. We have traditional relations in trade, partnership. We have realized that dependency on one country, one system would be futile. We need therefore to expand the trade relations. That's why we work here. A strong, formidable ASEAN in terms of trade, in terms of investments, connectivity, power grid, Vietnam to here, Malaysia to Singapore, Sarawak to Malaysia to Singapore, and to Sabah and Indonesia and the Philippines. I mean, that's how we work. We work using the regional strength. Is that enough? It's not enough. Therefore, we expand to the other Islamic countries. Now we are quite involved with BRICS. We are strong involved in the policy of centrality to engage with both the United States and China. We have had Xi Jinping here for the last few months. And end of this month, we will have President Donald Trump, Premier Li Qiang, and the other leaders from ASEAN, including Ramaphosa of South Africa and Lulu of Brazil, which means we have to expand the trade. For our own, it is expedient, for our own survival as a trading nation. So that is why I am particularly encouraged when Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif said, we need to do more. Yes, we have had excellent relations in the past. I mean, I was in the, many of you may know that I was in the previous government before I was given this long leave of absence. Too long, I'm afraid. But anyway, even from those days, the relation was good. We had hundreds or thousands of students in Pakistan. We had good trade relations. Some of your research facility far more advanced than us, and we benefited because based on that trust, the cordial relations between the two countries, and but somewhat stagnated. And it's time that we wake up and see, embark on this more aggressive policy for our own survival. As again I said, Malaysia is a trading nation. Would have to work with existing partners, but to open up new avenues. And Pakistan is, of course, one of the countries that we look forward to. We share so many things in common. I'm a bit biased because I think one of the most profound statesmen that I admire is, of course, Khalid Azam, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, for his visions, his foresight, for his brilliance, and articulation of issues. And, of course, one of the greatest scholars of our times, Muhammad Iqbal, Allama Muhammad Iqbal. I'm fortunate to read in the original Persian Urdu, Asrar al-Khudi, which was summarized by Prime Minister this afternoon, from Javid Amma, translated. And of course, one of the most compelling argument for the survival of the Ummah, Tajdeed against Taqleed, in this magnum opus, the reconstruction of the thought Islam. Brilliant, moderate, creative thought, and which I think relevant not just for Pakistan but for the whole Ummah and the world. Now, there plays my association. I think when I retired, if Prime Minister kind enough to appoint me as a visiting professor to one of the universities, I was going to live there in Pakistan. But having said that, the fundamentals is economic, is trade and investment, and that's where I must confess we are a bit, not to say depressed, but we have to say with regret that we are not doing enough. So it's a challenge to me, to Prime Minister Shehbaz, of course, DPMC and the Minister, to push this agenda. And I thank you for this support all the way from Pakistan and some from here to come and visit. And I would say this in conclusion, and I'm not going to compete with Prime Minister Shehbaz, so I will conclude this speech. To see that rarely you find two Prime Ministers with this vision and this commitment, doing whatever is necessary to see in the most unequivocal terms that we want this venture, this collaboration between government and the private sector to work. And take it from me, I'm saying this with firm commitment, whatever is necessary to do, to encourage you, to ensure that you invest here and we invest in Pakistan. We trade with one another, and of course, competitive commercial basis. But still, we will certainly facilitate the process. Shukriya.